let's go live at the draft board and see how round number 1 of the draft is going to shake out. Let's get the live draft board up here. So we see Justin Jefferson go off the board with the first pick in the draft, and obviously, you can't really say too much about that because Jefferson is the man. And then we see Adam Ronis take Jamar Chase with the second pick of the draft. Here we go. My man Snake jumps in there. I wonder if that's my guy Snake from Florida. He jumps in there and he takes Tyreek Hill. So 3 wide receivers off the board right away, with Tyreek Hill being the 3rd wide receiver off the board, going at 1-3. Normally, consensus-wise, this is a spot we normally see for Christian McCaffrey, but Tyreek Hill goes here. So what we see is Jefferson is the man. Jamar Chase, Ronis is not worried about the injury, and Chase is the beast. And then we see Snake take Tyreek Hill with the 3rd pick. Slippery Turf is now on the clock. You're going to see a lot of yellow stickers in this draft because with those 2 extra flexes, that 4-point PPR, got a lot of opportunities and chances to rack up points with those top wide receivers. Christian McCaffrey goes off the board with the 4th pick of the draft. We are in round 1, Fantasy Football World Championship Beat Adam Ronis League. This right here, this league is a $350 entry point. You got over $1,200 in league prizes, and you're playing for a grand prize in this as well. So this is a tournament style play. Interesting to see if any stacks are starting to develop. That's something to keep an eye on. Obviously, in this tournament style, a lot of people like to go after those stacks. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. After Tyreek Hill goes with the 3rd pick, we get our first 2 running backs off the board with Slippery Turf taking Christian McCaffrey and Patient Man taking Austin Eckler. And then we get our first tight end where we go back to another guy who mainly catches the football. That is Travis Kelce, tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. I know in a lot of home leagues, you're thinking, wow, drafting a tight end that high. You saw the kind of season that Travis Kelce had last year. It landed him in the top 5 slot in the NFL top 100 list last night. Fantastic season for Kelce. Target monster, top guy, and one of the top offenses. Good chemistry. Now, let's see if this stack develops when you have Kelce and Mahomes on the same team. Interesting to keep an eye on that. That was a championship-winning stack last year. Let's see if they put it together. After Kelce, we get our first 2 wide receivers off the board, and CeeDee Lamb and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Now, this is Amon-Ra St. Brown jumping a lot of these wide receivers. So it's going to be interesting to see how Steeler Fan puts this together. But he has obviously planted his flag in Amon-Ra St. Brown, taking him with the 8th pick overall in round number 1. That is the first major shakeup of this draft right here. The Lions wide receiver goes with pick number 8 overall, Amon-Ra St. Brown. And then we get the rookie. The 3rd running back off the board is Bijan Robinson, rookie running back from for the Atlanta Falcons. I am a big Bijan Robinson guy. Let me tell you something about Robinson. I had noticed that his odds to win the Offensive Player of the Year were plus 7,500 a couple weeks ago. 75-1. Those odds are now down to 35-1 as people starting to buy in on this guy Robinson being an elite rookie who could possibly put up 2,000 total yards from scrimmage this year. Interesting that he goes with the 9th overall pick, 3rd running back to go off the board. The back end of the 1st round, Cooper Kupp, Stephon Diggs, and Calvin Ridley jumps up into round number 1. I always tell people, you can never predict a draft. I repeat, you can never predict the draft. In tonight's draft, we see Amon-Ra St. Brown and Calvin Ridley both go in round 1.